Hi, everyone. Thank you for coming. I appreciate you guys being out here. I've always had a great opportunity to be able to speak about Valhalla. Anytime I have the chance, I love to kind of do these tours. I do these tours once a week, so sometimes I forget to answer certain questions, or I might skip over certain things because I already know it and I say it every single day. So at any point, if you have any questions, just stop me at any time. There's really no harm in asking a question in any way, shape, or form. If I'm going too quickly or too slowly, whatever it is, let me know. All right, so what is the Valhalla movement, and what are we trying to do here? And I always like to start every conversation with, instead of what, why? And I mean, you guys are all watched Zeitgeist here before, and this is why you guys are coming here. I don't even need to explain to you why. Because all I know is that if we cut more trees than when we plant, then we're going to run out of trees. All I know is that we cannot continue to use these same archaic technologies that we are today and keep this establishment running in the same way that it is today, because it is unsustainable, and at some point we will run out of these finite resources. Okay, whether we run out of them in our lifetime or not, it doesn't matter. It's the point is that we're heading in the wrong direction to some degree, and is there a possibility of changing such? Can we take action today that will allow us to be able to move our own lives and potentially convince other people to move their own lives into a path that is more self-sustainable, more empowering, and allowing people to follow the world, or follow and create the world that they believe is possible in our hearts? We all kind of believe, and this is why we're all here, and this is why we watch these documentaries, that a better world is possible. Every single one of us, we all have hope for that. It's the undying human condition, in the sense that we all have this undying hope that we can change the way things are going. No matter how bad they really are, we believe that we can change it. And so that's what Valhalla is. Valhalla is looking to group together a team of superheroes. And I call them superheroes because I believe every single person in the world is a superhero. Some of them haven't discovered their superpowers yet, some of them haven't put them into use, some never will, but everyone can. And so Valhalla is a team of superheroes coming together to build that better world, to build a 100% off-the-grid, self-sustaining community. And what does that mean? What does 100% off-the-grid mean? Well, I mean, there's different definitions, but the idea is that we would like to be able to have the option of making 100% of the things that we do in a self-sustainable manner. So collect our own rainwater, create our own energy, grow our own food, provide our own jobs, provide our own everything in a sense. Now, does that mean that we're going to build our own laptops? We're going to start building Canon cameras and doing everything on our own? No, it doesn't mean that. It doesn't mean that we're going to be able to consume or build everything that the world is offering us today. But it does mean that in the worst case of scenarios, we would be able to provide ourselves the basic needs to be able to move forward, rebuild society if we had to. Not that I believe in these things, but it just means that we are able to do that, and that allows somebody to be empowered. That allows somebody to truly follow not what they need to do because their pocketbook is saying it, and because the social pressures of I need money and you need a mortgage and people think that you need to do this and do that are telling them to do that, but they are allowed to follow their own personal inner bliss. What makes them happy? What makes them really thrive and really come out and stand out like the superhero that I believe in and other Valhalla members believe they are? And so that's what we're doing here. Now, in physicality, so what is Valhalla today? Well, Valhalla really is, what we did is acquire a 60-acre piece here in May. Start with getting the team together, the experience, and all the things and the necessary tools and resources that we need to build something like this. And then also try and build the community center before fall rolls around and the winter comes back. And we're very well along that path. You know, we went to our Earthship conference in September, right after we heard about Earthships. We didn't, originally I had no real plan. It was just, we'll build something, and then I ended up talking to this guy. His name is Jordan from highexistence.com. He has a website that you guys for sure would love. I know it. It's got 2 million hits a month. And he said, you know what, I'm going to join this movement after I had spoken to him about it. And he came here and he actually built our website, and at this point it's working really well because he's an expert at this kind of stuff. And he helped us grow and make this all turn into reality. But what was awesome is that we hadn't heard of Earthship. We didn't really know what we were going to do. But when we did, we went to this conference, met Michael Reynolds, and started talking. And in talking, he's like, oh yeah, it's pretty interesting, but come to me when you have permits and plans and the team and the money to be able to do something like this. And slowly but surely, and now this is last week, he called me back I didn't call him. He called me with his Canadian rep on the line, and they said, you know what, we've heard so much about your project. You talked to me about it in September. I didn't believe it then. You guys didn't even have a website. Now here you are with thousands of people contacting you, a website with lots and lots of traffic, and you guys are actually doing it. I'm in. And so who's our architect? Michael Reynolds. The man who invented the airships himself. He's building them literally, he has a build every month. He's doing conferences on these all the time, and he's going to come and give a conference here in June, where you guys can attend if you want, teaching about how airships work and all that kind of stuff. And then you can make a 2-story airship like you can make a 1-story airship. All you really need is a south-facing side at some point that is not shaded or covered. That's really the only kind of drawback, I guess. And then there's also the drawback that you have to have the dirt to bury this northern side. Apart from that, it is interesting in terms of the materials, like I said. I mean, it's using a lot of recycled materials. Therefore, they can be built very, very cheap, and they can be built to varying degrees. You know, the one in Vermont is what they call a 5U airship. So it's like almost 5 rooms. It had 2 bathrooms and a shower and bath. It had 2 bedrooms, a kitchen, and that generally took up most of the space. And so that's what an airship is, and that's what we're advocating building here in Montreal. But we're not just starting to build just a home. We're not trying to build just a home at the beginning, because what we really need is an education center. What we really need is what we call a community center, a place where the superheroes can collect, share ideas, and participate in events and learning and builds and setting up solar panels and planting food and practicing permaculture all together in one place. Because if we can have, I don't care what the fuck you do, just do it, because if you're not doing it, you are that slave. And I hate to say it, and I hate to point fingers not point fingers, I hate to just fucking be blunt about it, but if you're not doing anything, it ain't gonna fucking change for you. Sorry. So I'm gonna do something about it, and that's when I started on my own, and my own turned very quickly into more people. And it's going to turn into way more people soon, because we are making a
That's why, for example, the Zeitgeist movement is focusing so much on attaining that critical mass of the population, which later can be used during the transitional period.
But you know it yourself, that critical mass is like 1%. If 1% of people ran to the banks tomorrow and took all their money out of their debt, because there's not enough money, because of, 2% or 3% of money physically exists. It's probably worse now after the bailouts. Exactly. It used to be 3% or whatever, but after all these bailouts and all this bullshit, it's clearly less than that. So what does it really take? 1% of the world. Sustainability is doable, it's possible, then you will achieve it, and then market it. When you do it, take the time to just have somebody else or yourself take a fucking picture, because you don't realize how fucking powerful your goddamn iPhones are. You know, there's more computing power in that fucking iPhone than what they used to land on the fucking moon. God damn it, do something with it. Take a goddamn picture, Instagram, Facebook, share it, because if you share it, this makes it grow. And I know you guys have been sharing Zeitgeist stuff. I know you guys have been sharing all this news about Cyprus or whatever it is. I know you spend that time sharing that negative bullshit. But stop. Stop that. Share the positives. Share the solution. Because if we can sit here and talk about fucking the problem all day, and the reason you guys love Zeitgeist at this point is because you saw the solution. Because if it was just another documentary with zero solution, or at least zero attempt at painting that solution, you wouldn't fucking care about it, you wouldn't be meeting up and talking about it, you wouldn't have Z-Day, you wouldn't have all this shit. At least they tried. They're trying, and it's working. It's working because it brought you guys together, and you guys came down to people like us. And I'm not saying that we are the solution, nor are we going to be the solution for absolutely everything in the world, but I know what we can be the solution for: our own lives. That I fucking know, because ain't nobody stopping me. That I will say. I will not stop. You jail me, it will only make it bigger. Great, do it. You know what? I really got to get that science down. I don't know how many square feet of football field it is. It's probably, I would say it's almost like 10,000. Yeah. Yeah. So maybe about 4 football fields per acre, give or take. So you got 4 times 60. You got 240 football fields, let's say, maybe, give or take. Approximate 250 football fields, give or take. I'm gonna look into that. That's one of those. A natural stream and so on and so forth. We really wanted to make the community center as big as possible, so we decided we're just going to build it on the other side of the street, because we had done too much here already that we didn't want to kind of destroy what we had done. No, not the greenhouse. The community center was originally going to be here. Okay. Now we're going to build a greenhouse here instead. Yeah. The first greenhouse is going to be built here, and then ideally the dome is going to be built on the other side of the screen. So here's the 5-acre piece we did. We put, how much have we done? Well, first of all, this road wasn't here, so we got a whole bunch of stone that we ordered and paid for, and had them deliver it, and kind of built this road with big tractors. We dug a big pond in the corner down over there, and maybe we can go down and see it if you guys don't mind stepping in the mud a little bit. That is about 85 feet across and about 20 feet deep. It will be able to sustain fish life. It's big enough to have plant life fishes and all that stuff. And the idea is to make solar panels on the southern face side of that mountain, put a box on that with the batteries and the inverter to be able to power a pump that would make a waterfall, but also an irrigation system for the land itself. Last year, we planted 25 fruit trees, 1,500 tulips, oak trees, 2 maple trees.